the gap. That ball is gone. A laser to left center field.
Rare is the athlete that can play on a torn ACL. Most wouldn't even dare to try. Francesca Enea not only did it, but did it twice during her Florida softball career. And it affected Enea so much, she's being inducted into the UF Athletics Hall of Fame. She took Rare to another level. Enea was one of the first big-time signees of Tim Walton, who he brought across the country from Thousand Oaks, California, where she was one of the most sought-after catching prospects in the country. The first knee injury came as a freshman, when she batted just .219 as a designated hitter, but also hit a grand slam against Georgia Tech to send the Gators to their first regional final in program history. After an off-season surgery, Enea would return midway through her sophomore year, with Walton putting her in left field, a spot she had never played in her career. She basically owned the position for the next 3 seasons, along with a bunch of UF and SEC batting records by the time her career was done. Along the way came a second ACL tear as a junior, but with the guidance of UF doctors and trainers, Enea, with her unique but wildly effective swing, or just a hack as she called it, navigated that setback by leading the league with 18 home runs, 68 RBIs, and helping the Gators to win their first Women's College World Series championship round. When she was finished, Enea had garnered All-American honors 3 times, had set the SEC career record with 61 home runs, and sat in the top 10 of 20 UF career records and another 25 single-season categories, while playing superstar roles on 2 SEC regular season championships and in 3 Women's College World Series teams. After playing professionally for 3 years and working as a TV analyst, she returned to the Gators in 2023 as an assistant coach.
It wasn't out and it wasn't rushed. I feel like that's the biggest thing. When you rush yourself is when your hips take over, and that's when your hands cast. Yes, great tag.
And in June, was back with the Gators in Oklahoma City at the Women's College World Series. A rare story, to be sure, and another great story of a Gator great.
Francesca Enea, everybody.
What up?
All right.
Hi, Nico.
Oh, awesome. You looked sweet in the eye black. That one picture was awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like critiquing everything. I was like, why are my hands there? Like, get that other hand out of your way. I was like coaching myself up to be better.
The fungo swing looked pretty good though.
It needs some work, right, Coach?
Yeah.
Yep. Top spin. No one likes top spin.
Yeah, you can't have that. Well, he obviously liked you, and he liked California. I mean, Tim would go across the country, Kelsey, Asia, Megan at the time. So what was that message to get what the video said, like the elite, top, best of the best catcher to come to Gainesville?
Well, I need to thank my sister, first of all, because she actually played for Coach Walton at Oklahoma when he was an assistant coach there. And she used to always say, like, the biggest reason why I was an All-American was because of Coach Walton. And that always, like, stuck with me. And I'm from Los Angeles, and I just wanted to get out of that. I wanted something very different. And my sister had told me, if you go to this a small town that has a really good football program, it's really fun. And I was like, all right, I think I should do that. So I wanted to get out of LA, and I wanted to go to a small town with a great football team. And I really did want to play for Coach Walton, but at the time he was coaching at Wichita State, and that wasn't going to be a no. But then and I'm sorry if this makes anyone upset, but because I am from like the Valley in LA, so sometimes we don't really know too much what goes on outside of our bubble. But Coach Walton got the head coach job here at University of Florida, and my dad told me that. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I've heard of that school. And he was like, University of Florida. And I said, what's the mascot? And he said, a gator. I was like, ooh, that's cute. I could be a gator. Yeah. So sorry. So from that moment, I was in to take a visit, and I stepped on campus, and I was like, this is everything. This is legit. When you see all the people that can support you here to be successful and all the opportunities someone has here as a student athlete, it was easily a no-brainer. So much so I wanted to commit like right on spot, but he never asked me at the time. So I flew home and I was like, oh man, I hope he's going to give me an offer. But he called me the next day and I was like,
slow playing you.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome. So we saw the video, the ACL tear, especially early on. That had to be tough. What was it like, especially early on in your career, and having to go through that and then fight through it, not only once but twice?
I think the hardest part was my freshman year when I got hurt, just because it was facing adversity that I wasn't used to, and I just didn't know who I was anymore, like as a player. I even, like, you guys mentioned my batting average that year, which I wish you didn't.
That's Kyle's fault.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I look back to that year, and it truly fueled the following 3 years. And I could not have done that freshman season feeling like less than half of myself as a player without the support of my teammates. And again, the support staff that was there at the time. So it really was hard, but the hard made me want to be even better by the time I was able to be healthy again.
Yeah, and healthy, of course, by that last year. Lead the SEC in homers your senior year, which is crazy to think about how many great players were in the SEC. Do you remember your first ever home run year?
I think no, I don't. No, it might have been like
so many, no big deal. Yeah.
It might have been like in Arizona State, off a changeup.
Okay.
Essentially, was it? Yeah. Thanks.
That's awesome. First one in OKC. Can you remember that one?
I do. We were in an elimination game against Texas A&M, and the assistant coach at the time was like, if this girl throws a first pitch strike, she loves to throw a changeup. And she threw a first pitch strike, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to sit on changeup just because she told me that might happen. And it came, and I hit a home run, and I was like, oh gosh, this is fun.
Pretty darn good. And it had to be fun, of course, 3 times getting out there. Just the people you were around, the teammates, everybody else. And you guys were really that first group to make it to OKC. So what was it like and getting Tim here and just kind of building that program and starting what has just been an incredible run for the entire program?
When Coach Walton brought me here, he told me what he envisioned, what Florida softball could be. At the time, Florida softball was not an extremely dominant program. And he had this vision for what it could be. And I remember looking at him and watching him talk, and he didn't look me in the eye when he described what he wanted to happen. He was like looking far away. And I just remember thinking like, I want to be next to that guy because he's going to crush some things up and I need to be right next to him. And then the teammates that I had, we were just such a special group of people. I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to baseball or softball, you have to learn how to compete and you need to be competitors. And I feel like our team did a really great job competing. Even though maybe we weren't supposed to be the best at the time, we ended up being the best.
Yeah.
And we just had so much fun playing together. And I just felt like that made our team extremely special, that we were talented, we wanted to win, and like we loved each other so much.
Yeah, such a fun group, and just to see the momentum build, the fans starting to show up at the stadium, everybody going crazy. It's sold out all the time now, which obviously you get to see on a daily basis. But, that fan base is pretty special too.
I think everything in Gainesville is extremely special. Anytime I wanted to do something for softball or for the betterment of the university, it was because of all the people that are here to support us. Not just like Coach Wallen, but like our academic advisor, Tony Meacham, Jeremy Foley. Yeah, right? He's amazing. Even though Jeremy Foley kind of threw me some shade earlier today, so I shouldn't give him too much love right now. But no, even him and Linda Teeler, just all these people who are here supporting you so much. I feel like that's what always made me want to go out and do my very, very best, was for them and to make them proud and make sure that I was like wearing Florida across my chest the perfect way.
Yeah. I don't know if this was perfect or not, but I'm sure Christian did. But, he proposes to you on the field before a game. You're in full uniform. Did you know that was coming? And, how did you do that day?
I did not know it was coming. He said he had to work and he wasn't going to be there, and I believed him. But then he ended up proposing, which was pretty great. And I ended up hitting a home run that broke the SEC record. So
So really good day. It was a pretty good day. And it was, probably way better than okay, but your time in the broadcast booth. I mean, you got the glasses on there and looking all cool in the picture. How fun was that, just to, be able to call games and be a part of that?
Well, after I graduated, I went and played pro softball for a bit, but the biggest thing was I wanted to support my husband. I feel like to be the best at anything, you need to make it your number one. And I would always tell him to his face, you're second, because I need to be the best at softball. But so after I graduated, I really wanted to support him, and I missed softball so much, but broadcasting allowed me to stay in it and still talk about the sport and still be able to represent these amazing women who are trying to live out their dream. And I just felt like it was a huge responsibility to be able to tell their stories and their dreams and make sure I was representing them in the best way. Because obviously for female softball or for softball players, we don't really have a huge professional league. So it's important from the college perspective that we can give them all the love that they need.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I know you love the game. I mean, there was always that flair, that passion. Love watching it from afar, and now you get to be on the staff with Tim. And just what are some of the things that he's taught you, just being around him, and just obviously the success of what this program has turned into?
I mean, he hands down knows so much about the sport of softball when it comes to technique and mechanics, and he always blows my mind every single day, even though sometimes I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, or maybe I would never tell him he's wrong. In my head, I'll say it maybe sometimes, but then he always proves me right occasionally. But I feel like when I look at him as a coach, at the time I didn't realize it. When you become older, I think you do realize it. He turned me into this woman who I didn't know I wanted to become. And really set me up for success in life. So I really hope, as being a coach now, I can do the same thing for the players that are on our team and be able to help them find themselves and be able to help them continue their dreams, not just in college athletics, but beyond. And that, I think, is the most important part of what type of impact can I make on these amazing human beings and hope that they can continue to succeed.
And you're doing a great job at doing it. Do you ever talk any smack? Someone, hits a few ground balls or something and say, give me the bat, and you just go drop some bombs at practice or something, or do you do that?
I can't say I drop bombs like that because I'd hurt myself. But I definitely talk smack, and I make sure, only when needed, I make sure to drop a little.
You have to.
Yeah, just brush my shoulder off to be like, there's only one three-time All-American on the field right now, so you better listen.
And there she is.
Yeah.
I know you got a lot of All-Americans here with you tonight, so let us know who's here.
I have so many special people here tonight, so I'm sorry I'll be extremely short, but all of my teammates came back with Allie, Kelsey, Stacey, Brooke, Christina, Kimmy, Kelsey Horton, Mary, and then even so much love that I have for Amanda Lorenz. We never even played together, but we were soul sisters, bonded out of life, probably hands down one of the best softball players here at the University of Florida. And then my baby Gators over here with Hannah Rogers and Kirsty Merritt and Aubrey Monroe. I just love my Gator softball family so much. So go Gators.
Yeah, no doubt. Awesome.
Thank you.
Hall of Famer, Francesca Enea, everybody.